everyone, this is Ari, StariAri, and I'm here to give you your weekly reading, Starseeds. So I had recorded this already, but I had technical difficulties with the audio, so I have to re-record this, but I did bring the cards back out. This is, for this day or this week, we've received 4 cards. I'm actually using an extra card deck. Besides the Galactic Heritage cards, we're using the Angelarium deck. This is very intense energy, you guys. So I highly recommend it. What it is, it's if you guys know about the Tree of Life, according to the Kabbalah, it has the archangels or the angels in charge of certain places within the Tree of Life. And so this is not necessarily all of them, but this is just one of many cards that I'm going to start using, or card decks that I'm going to start using for readings. It's a very intense energy, like I said, and so I'm kind of like, I'm still kind of feeling it because he's still here. But yeah, it's awesome. But first of all, the first card that we received this week is number 43, Saving Humanity Sirius. So for this one, and this has been a card that has been showing up a lot lately on my readings with my clients. Remembering that we are here to assist and to guide. We are not here to save anybody, okay? There's a big difference with, feeling that whole self-righteous, like, knight in shining armor and whatever else, and being actually of service. Okay, there's a lot, like big difference between that. Usually I've found that those who have a very strong connection to Archangel Michael have that energy very much everywhere around their being, and that's because they remember their core teachings by Archangel Michael, where we're here to transmute or transfigure the lower vibrational energies into something more positive, something more useful, right? Those are his teachings, okay? We're not here to eradicate darkness. We're not here to remove it from the face of the earth. We are just here to understand that sometimes we don't need certain entities anymore. These are lessons that we've learned. Sometimes when I do healing work or a removal of entity or cordings, I ask your higher self first if it's something that should be removed, because it's more or less an understanding that you have yourself of this entity, of this energy, and if you've actually learned from it, right? So I've never had a higher self say no, but they've always just said to make sure that they understand the reasons why it happened. And it's not meaning that they did anything wrong. It's more or less, it's a lesson in itself, where what is it that you think within, like, how do you feel about yourself? Do you have anything that is still a open wound? Do you have any type of abuse that you didn't resolve yet? Do you have any type of, pretty much just looking within, any type of relationships that you're cycling through over and over again, and you have these attachments, and therefore it won't go away because of these attachments, because you learned, from it? Have you grown from it? Do you seek a better path? Do you seek a better you, right? And so these are the questions that the higher self always has for anyone who has wanting to have an entity be removed, or a cord, right? Any type of energy removal. I look into, your guides as well, and your higher self, we look into the luminous body, which is the auric field, and we see the imprints on it first. And so we see what the imprint is showing us, and it could be a lot of different things. It could be an unsolved issue within. It could be an unhealed wound, from the past. And so then we ask the wound. We actually talk to the wound or to the imprint, and we ask it, what is it that you were teaching? Has this person learned from it? And usually the imprint will be like, reveal what it is that it was teaching the person. And then I speak to the person about it, and I ask them, You know, if you really truly want to have this removed and, you know, heal yourself, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the steps that we need to take for healing. Let's talk about the steps that we need to take for acknowledging what's going on, you know. This has a lot to do with taking care of the three bodies, the mind, the body, and the spirit, you know, where everything is combined. And a lot of people think, oh, it's like therapy, and it is therapy because it's a therapy for the soul. It's a therapy with understanding the mind, the concepts that you're still holding on to, the philosophies that you're still holding on to, and seeing if they're still good for you, you know, if they're still, you know, here to help you out. Sometimes when it comes to entity removal, the entity itself was attracted to your frequency and vibration because within your mind, the thoughts that you have a vibration, and they are shut out there, right? So there's always going to be some type of ripple effect in so many ways, where it'll ripple out into the universe, and somebody might actually catch that ripple and be attracted to that. Okay, you're matching a vibration with your thoughts. Not necessarily, you know, that you're going to have entities always attacking you or trying to, you know, get into your auric field or whatnot. It's not that. It's more of being mindful and understanding that sometimes we do have to think in a different way about ourselves, especially because we are here to learn who we really are, and in learning that, we are here to accept who we really are, all aspects, the shadow self to be included, you know. So this is what you're here to do, Starseeds. You're not here to save anybody. You're just here to guide. You're here to answer or help them answer those questions within themselves. And so when we do energy work, be mindful of the energy cords, be mindful of the attachments, and understand what you're seeing, you know, understand what you're feeling, and even be mindful of what the higher self has to say, because the higher self will always dictate whether or not that person is ready to move on without these attachments or without these, you know, cords. So that's what I got for that one. The next one is number 88, balance relationships, the Pleiades. For this one, specifically speaking, it has a lot to do with, you know, being mindful. When we feel that our surroundings are chaotic, when we feel that there is something off balance or the energy is too heavy, we need to start asking ourselves, what is this teaching us? Is there something within me that's still, you know, holding on to something like that? Or do I need to be more mindful of the way I act, the way I speak to people? Or even do I need to be more mindful of the way I speak to myself, right? Balancing the energies within ourselves is the key to balancing any relationship outside of ourselves, any type of, even if it's a business relationship, even if it's a relationship with your clients, a relationship with your loved ones, whatever it is that you feel is a relationship, the key is to balance within first, okay? Another thing for this is understanding other people, understanding that you do attract the people in your life that will help you grow, okay? Even if it feels like it's some type of like dead-end relationship, at least you're growing from the experience, right? Because at least you know that you don't want to be in a dead-end relationship. You want to grow. You want somebody to help you rise, right? So this is what balancing means, is balancing the relationship with yourself, because that is the first one that you need to look at. Another thing about the number 8, I'm getting a transmission from my shamanic guides, where in shamanism, and by the way, I'm I'm going through the shamanic process right now to get initiated, but and this is something I discussed with my teacher as well, but my shamanic guides brought it up as well. So what it is the number 8, right, is the infinity symbol to me. I was asked, what does it mean to me? And I said, infinity, the connection to the oneness, the connection to the whole of creation. infinite energies of whatever it is that you want, right? Abundance, love, life, whatever it is that you want. That is what infinity means to me, right? And so my shamanic guide and my shamanic teacher here were talking, because he was talking to me in one ear and then I was talking to the shaman, and he's like, yeah, and what else do you think it means? And I was just like, it's a combination of all energies, that all energies are necessary. And he said, yes, but how? And so I was just like, I was kind of like perplexed. And I was like, integration, integration and understanding and loving unconditionally all aspects, because we are all aspects of source. And he says, okay, but how do you get there? And I was just like, well, working within. And he's like, yeah, but beyond that, how do you get there? And so he was like leading me to a actual, energy, how to tap into an energy. And I didn't understand because I've never heard of this before. So what it is he's telling me to tap into the Shibuya energetic highway. The Shibuya energetic highway is the figure 8. It is where the past, the present, and the future connect within us all, okay? Within all of life, our creation. We're in smack dab in the middle of the figure 8. We are in the present. The left is the past, the right is the future, and the Shibuya highway will always be connected. There is no exit point. There is no, like breaking away of the Shibuya. So this is what he was explaining to me, where everything that we want to create or tap into comes from the Shibuya energy, or from God source. That is what the Shibuya is, the God source energy. So in order for us to write it correctly, we need to tap into it. And the best way to do that is going within. And that is how everything is connected. That is how you are able to be connected. And so it was just pretty clever, how he was trying to lead me towards the answer. And that is the way that I usually do things as well with my own clients, is helping them, leading themselves to the answer that's already within themselves, And another thing about this is, with the balance of relationships, is understanding that the healer or the energy facilitator has a responsibility to maintain a balanced relationship with their clients even after the work has been completed. Checking in on them, seeing how they're doing and integrating any type of work, or even, being strong enough to move on. Helping them and encouraging them with any type of guidance that we have for them. And, not just completely disconnecting, because we're all connected. And so it always is a huge responsibility for the healer to maintain a connection, because we're always connected. And even more so when we do healing energy work on people, we connect ourselves to them even more. We highlight that. We go into their energetic field. They come into our energetic field, and we combine the energetic field. It's like a figure 8 again, right? It's combined. There's never a separation. In the connection between the energy facilitator and the client. Understanding that and being responsible for what you say or how you lead them to their own answers is the key. And so this is why we are here. We're here to guide. Okay, you guys. The next one is energy transmission number 10. And this is from Octarus. Again, there's 2 figures here. And this always represents the yin and the yang, or the masculine, feminine, the opposing forces that we like to say, but they're not really opposing. It's more or less a combination of both that needs to be understood, that there's always going to be darkness and light within us all. And there's always going to be darkness and light within the universe. Darkness isn't evil. It is nothing to do with evil. It's just a mindset. It is very much necessary for us to explore our darkness, to explore our shadow self, and embrace the shadow self as an ally. I always see this in shamanic information. And, it's so funny. One of my friends, who actually 2 of my friends were talking about this lately. One of them, she has her own, she has been channeling her shadow self, and she got a name and everything. It's pretty cool. And she has become an ally for her, and she helps people through that as well. And then I have another friend that, that's how she explained things, where the shadow isn't evil. The shadow is you. The shadow is everything that you don't want to see, but needs to be acknowledged and embraced, because that is who you are. And in order for you to be completed or to be whole, you need to embrace all aspects of yourself. Okay, you need to love yourself unconditionally. And so with energy transmissions, in order for us to go from saving humanity, that mentality, or pretty much guiding humanity, to balancing our relationships with ourselves and with others, and to realize the energy transmission, or to tapping into the Shibuya line, so that you could get all of the information that you're really desiring to get for your ascension cycle, we need to do our work. We need to do inner work. We need to integrate. We need to understand ourselves better, because the whole purpose of it is this, right? For a lot of us is receiving more information about ourselves, receiving more information on how to navigate through this existence, and how to help each other, or how to help other people. Okay. So that is what I have for this. But okay, so the next card, and this is an intense energy. I got it from the Angelarian card deck, and this is Archangel Material, and he is the angel of rain. So let's see what he has to say. The rain represents the energy coming straight from source, the energy of replenishment, of existence, of life. Be connected to Gaia more often, because these energies are implemented through soul or sun into your human body, and they're anchored into Gaia, so that Gaia can be replenished and could be healed, and so that she could blossom in the beautiful spring as well as in all seasons, knowing that soon she shall ascend, knowing that all who connect to her and who are a part of her will soon receive the same type of replenished energy and healing. Be like the rain, where you connect from the higher vibrational energies of source and go deep into and root into Gaia. Be like the rain, where it flows through and creates rivers and oceans. So you're always continuously flowing with this information and this energy, and giving it forth for replenishment for all on Gaia. That is all. All right. So what he means by this, you guys, is being connected completely to ourselves and to all, the oneness. When we connect deeper into ourselves, we're connecting to the oneness. We're connecting to the Shibuya. We're connecting to infinity, right? And so he means, everything that we want, and everything that we want to hear or see or feel, or whatever else that you want to do, accessing your gifts, it all starts within. Having the confidence to understand that you do have the power within yourself to do these things. It just takes time, and having the patience for it as well. Just like with a flower, how they grow, right? You have to plant the seed, you have to feed it, you have to water it daily until it blossoms. And that is the same thing that he is saying about being like the rain, being like, the energy that's coming forth from God's source. It's because it takes time for you to blossom. So you must always be able to, to remember to tap in to the Shibuya or God's source's energy within. So having the patience to do it daily, practicing it, of course, it all will pay off in the end. The more you do things for yourself, the more better you're off, the more connected you are. Understanding that the connections have never been removed to begin with. It's just the ego self that tends to tell us that we don't really hear this, or we're not really connected. We have self-doubt that the ego self is bringing forth. And so understanding that the ego self is here as a tool as well. So seeking the light within yourself is how we connect and how we enhance our connections to God Source. The rain being a water symbol, or being made out of the water, being like the water and flowing without hindrance, being like the water and going deep within into yourself, and just being happy with yourself, understanding yourself better. The more that you look within, the more that you understand yourself, the more in love with yourself you will be. And not in an unhealthy way, it's in a balanced way, and it's unconditionally, loving yourself. And then that's how you're able to love others unconditionally. All right, you guys, thank you again for watching. So I do this every week, and I do offer free readings online, live readings within my business page. So come check out my business page and like it and follow me, so you could be able to see my live videos. I do have some friends that I do this work with on Mondays, where we do give live readings and energy work for those who need it. I also do this on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But you guys, seriously, come check out my business page on Facebook so that you won't miss out on the free stuff. Another thing is just take care of yourselves. This is a lot of energy that you guys are being given. But it's all for good, for the goodness and the betterment of humanity, as well as the ascension for Gaia. Okay, so just nurture yourselves. If you need a break from society or from Facebook or from other people, just take the time and take a little break for yourself. But yes, so this is intense energy. Anyway, you guys have a good week. I love you guys. Bye.